Oh yeah, crank it, baby. Uh-oh. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. How are you guys doing? Happy Halloween. It won't be Halloween anymore when you see this. But for me right now, it's Halloween. My kid's going out trick-or-treating for the first time. We went to the Christmas tree farm today to pick out our tree. Like, you don't get the tree right now, it'll go bad. But you gotta get there before all the other people so you can stake your claim, put your name on it, like drape it with tinsel. You're like, this one's mine. You know what? Holy crap. I forgot my vest. I have to go to the run around and get my vest. Or they won't let me at work. I can say this is my costume. Nah. That's how much I don't care about Halloween. I'm not even gonna try to pitch that at them. Watched Monster from Bikini Beach today. Well, most of it anyway. I have to watch like 30 minutes when I get home. That movie's genius. Every single time. There's this one scene I always crack up at, where like the one reporter guy's talking about Scooby-Doo, and he's like, I was mad when there was always a monster. I just never learned, or it wasn't a monster. I never learned that it was gonna be some dude in a suit. And then the line that always gets me is, they had a talking dog. Why could it ever be a real monster? Pretty unshakable logic there. And we're back where we started. Excuse me a second. Oh yeah. Bam. You gotta have that. 100%. Oh, my collar's popped. Why didn't you tell me? So, doing the go-around meant I got to see my kid in his Halloween costume. He is adorable and grumpy. He's dressed as Chase from the Paw Patrol. If you have kids, if you have kids his age at this time, I imagine you know what Paw Patrol is. Otherwise, it's like they're superhero dogs that don't have powers. They can just talk and things, and they have trucks that they drive around in. And he's Chase. He is Chase from Paw Patrol. Because Chase is on the case. But he's also just got up from his nap, so he's like, I'm not happy about things. Just in general. That's how I feel when I get up from my naps, too. Napping is important. You got to have naps. Just like you've got to build bypasses. There's a bug in here. Anyway, hope y'all had a happy Halloween. I'll see y'all on the flip side. I'm not going to run these kids over on their bicycle. They're getting early on the trick-or-treating stuff. Yeah. Happy Halloween! Merry Christmas, Thanksgiving! It got chilly. Like, I feel the first tendrils of winter finally, like, reaching into the atmosphere. The wind's been whipping away all night long, like blowing the plastic flaps in the back doors of the store. And I was like, it's gonna get cold. I can tell. Been spending some time today, and really not just today, like, this is the thing I think about a lot. About what makes a movie, a bad movie, enjoyable. Like, where is the line between a movie, whoa, I'm gonna turn my headlights on. Where's the line between a movie that's so bad it's good and a movie that's just bad? And it's tricky because it's about liking things, right? And you can't, I mean, liking things is such a subjective deal. Like, everybody likes different stuff for different reasons. Even good movies, quote unquote good, you know, however much positive or negative attributes you can attach to a work of art inherently. That's a whole other can of worms, but like, what is it about these movies that are obviously nobody worked very hard on them? You know, like The Room. Although The Room, I will say, some people worked hard on that. It just, there was no skill involved. But you look at something like that and people just love that movie. What's going on over there? Anyway, they just adore how bad that is and how, you know, how bonkers it is. I have never seen it all the way through. I've seen some bits and clips, and I've read the book, The Disaster Artist, which I think, like, just everybody ought to read The Disaster Artist. It's amazing. It's just, it's more gripping than most fiction that you can come up with. Which is sad. Like, you can make up whatever you want to in your fiction stories, but The Disaster Artist, that is like, that'll just keep you on the edge of your seat the whole way through, even though you know the movie gets made, right? Like, you've seen all the bits, and like, everybody who knows anything about The Room, you know, they know about The Room, but it's still just this engrossing story. Anyway, I can never tell what that quality is of, like, okay, this is a movie that's bad, but I enjoy it. Like, it makes me smile as I'm watching it, like Monster from Bikini Beach. And then this is a movie that's bad, and I can't take it, like Mega Piranha or Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. I mean, I know what my issues with Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus are, but I can't really, you know, there's not a lot you can defend in a bad movie. Like, this was good. Like, is it characters? Is it acting? It's really difficult to pin down. I'm glad that that kind of movie is in the world, though, because there is something very nice about a movie that doesn't challenge you. And that sounds super lazy, right? I know people, like, somebody's getting mad at me right now, like, no, art should be challenging and stuff. And there's definitely a place for that, right? There's definitely a place for art that is, like, pushing the boundaries and, like, forcing you to think a certain way. And like, making you uncomfortable. But sometimes, when you're tired, and it's the end of the day, like today, like most days when I get to the end of the day, yesterday, I got to the end, right, and I was like, I sat down in my chair, I was kind of waiting for my bath to fill up, because I have a bath every night after work, help me unwind, and I started to watch Snowpiercer. It's not a good, like, sit down and unwind after work movie. You gotta have those movies and that entertainment that's just sort of like doesn't want anything from you. Mythbusters is almost the perfect form of that. Like, there's no, like, drama, like, oh my gosh, what happens next? They're in danger! You know, none of that. Like, it's just sort of them having fun and, like, building stuff and blowing things up. Bad movies can do that. Let's Plays are pretty much a default for me lately. Like, tonight's Friday, so I'm gonna go home and watch Minecraft Let's Plays. There's gotta be room in the world for art that, or if you want to call it art, you know, that isn't challenging, that just sort of lets you enjoy it. It doesn't ask a lot from you, and it doesn't need to be all art. I'm not saying that should be the, you know, the goal maybe of everybody who wants to create things, but there's certainly things to be said for that kind of work. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know.